Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Mini Fraginthy here. Now, unfortunately, as many of you know, the Club Nintendo service is going down. The Club Nintendo service, for those of you who aren't sure, is a Nintendo exclusive loyalty program where if you buy a Nintendo game, for instance, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, the reason I'm using this game is because of the fact that I got rid of all of the other cards because I had already used them. But when you open up the case, you get this small little red card with a little scratch-off pin sticker. When you scratch that off, there's a code on there, and if you put it into the Club Nintendo website, you get stars, or if you're in the US, coins, and you basically use that to get different Nintendo items. The European one, or at least the UK one, has never really done anything other than physical items, whereas the American one, from what I can tell, mostly does virtual console games, which isn't a bad thing in total. But I've always preferred the look of the UK ones. That's no offense to the Americans. I do love virtual console games, but if I'm going to get items, I'd much prefer a physical thing for my buck, if you know what I mean. Yeah, this is the Mario NES book. This actually comes in a set of two. There is a Mario one and a Link one, but I gave the Link one to my sister, and now I can't find it, so bam. Club Nintendo all down here. It's got lined paper and the Club Nintendo logo down there. Apart from that, it's pretty simple. It's literally just got Mario on the front of it, but, you know, you can't go wrong for an item with Mario on it. So that one cost me, I believe, 4,000 stars. Can't remember. The next one is not actually something I bought from Club Nintendo, but I bought from the Nintendo store because it was on sale, but it's part of the Club Nintendo series, so I thought I'd at least mention it. It is the Animal Crossing Your Favorite Songs original soundtrack. I love Animal Crossing, and especially the music, so I definitely wanted to get this. This one is from the Let's Go to the City game, or as it's also known in America, I believe, City Folk. So yeah, it's got KK in his usual stance, Animal Crossing Your Favorite Soundtrack, Nintendo's soundtrack series, and I don't actually know how many other the soundtrack series they made. Take a music trip to the city. Nintendo logo, loads of Animal Crossing screenshots, big Animal Crossing screenshots. Some things about who made it, including Kazumi Totaka, Nintendo of Europe.com. Yeah, that's where I got it. And you might be able to get it still when it comes out. Yeah. Here's the disc. Nothing much on the inside of the packaging. But yeah, I love this little artwork. Very simple. And it's got the tree texture with KK sitting there. And it's got a really nice nighttime look on the cover. And speaking of the cover, it's the only way to see how many songs are actually on this disc, because it's all in here. It's got it in different languages. Well, it's technically got it in different languages. It's got it in Dutch, English, Netherlands, Espanol, but most of them have the exact same language on them, all English. But on this particular disc, there are 39 tracks, including bonus tracks like KK House Club version, Town Square, the KK Live version. Thanks to everyone who voted for their favorite tracks. Which are some of my favorites? Is Bubblegum KK on there, or KK Bubblegum? Oh, that's not on here, but there is KK Rider, and KK Rider I really like, so I'm looking forward to listening to this one a bit more, because I only listened to it once, unfortunately. But yeah, that's Animal Crossing Let's Go to the City. Next one I'm going to talk about is the first item I ever received in the Club Nintendo purchasing, and that was the Super Mario Galaxy original soundtrack by Mario Galaxy Orchestra. That's not a mark, I just realized that's the imprint of Mario. I love this artwork, by the way. It's got a really nice silhouette of Mario with the stars. Club Nintendo, nothing on here, so it's not part of the Nintendo soundtrack series. I'm going to have to see which other ones are in the soundtrack series and maybe buy them. But, yeah, this one is a 2-disc set. I've noticed on Club Nintendo of the UK anyway, you can't get this version anymore. You can only get the gold version, which is just the first disc, which has 28 songs. But the version I have is the 2-disc, which has an additional 53 songs. Is it 53 songs? Yeah, 53 songs. But the second disc contains mostly very short, like much shorter tracks that basically they're only like a couple of seconds long, so you can kind of understand. Like it's File Select, Luma, Gateway Galaxy, so all the smaller songs that you wouldn't really expect them to be on there, but there are some really cool tracks on there. Like I think there is the where's the Blinking Boo House one? Major Burrows, Cosmic Comet, Boo Race. Yep, that was one of them. And there was also another song I really enjoyed from this soundtrack. Well, of course, there was Gusty Garden Galaxy, which is my all-time favorite Mario song, to be honest. But yeah, let's have a look on the inside of this. This is a really thick book as well, because what is inside is, oh yeah, of course, there was this little bit here, which is literally just a piece of paper, basically, but it has the popped out version of the Mario, so it looks like it has a little bit of depth. And then inside the book, there's there's each song, but also Koji Kondo or Mahito Yokota talking about the different songs. So, Overture. Mario's adventure around the universe begins. You will hear the melody of this track many times. Star Festival. I wrote this with an image of an evening festival in mind. Happy times seem to pass by before you know it, don't they? So it's basically them talking about, very slightly how they were able to write each song or what they were thinking about when they wrote each song. And that makes a cool little behind-the-scenes feature, which I don't see in many CDs. But yeah, let me just get that back in there quickly. Don't want to crease it or anything. That's the only problem I have, is that I do not like creasing these. There we go. That's the first one in. Come on. Come on. Oh. Yep. Getting beaten by a piece of paper here. There we go. Gotcha. Almost. There we go. But yeah, this one you can't find on the Nintendo Store anymore, but you can get the Gold Edition, which just has the original 28 tracks. And the last item was probably one of the hardest to get. This is the Super Mario 3D World soundtrack, original soundtrack performed by the Mario 3D World Big Band. Club Nintendo. Now, the reason that this one was difficult to find is because of the fact that me and someone else that I know was saving up to get the stars for this. This was about 4,500 stars, I think. And when we finally had the stars, it went off the Nintendo Store. I have no idea why, but then it came back on the store. But then when we ordered it, it went off the store again. So it was just a constant thing of wondering whether I was going to get this or not. And in fact, it happened with the next item. Well, I don't have it yet. It's happening with the next item I'm getting, which I'm going to be talking about in a later video. But yeah, Super Mario 3D World soundtrack. This is a 2-disc set. The first disc has 38 songs. The second disc has 39 songs, so that is a wide selection of music. I love the art style of this. So, in this one, you have all of the Sprixie princesses on the set. Oh yeah, this folds out a different way, doesn't it? Like a book. And the second disc has Bowser on a drum kit, because why wouldn't you want this? Handling instructions. I didn't even realize that there was this. Please handle the disc with care as to avoid leaving fingerprint smudges. Yeah, I know how to handle a CD, guys. Don't worry. I absolutely adore this soundtrack. The Galaxy soundtrack was what made me start to realize how good video game soundtracks were, and then Super Mario 3D World started blowing it out of the park. Say hello to Cat Mario. I hear he gets a whole new look as Cat Mario for Super Mario 3D World. In his guise, he bounds around the course, scampers up poles, and clings to walls. The game's soundtrack feels a whole host of fun, energetic tracks to give Mario a new spring in his step as he explores the exciting 3D world. You'll find familiar tunes from the series, such as the athletic theme, reworked in a new and exciting way. Get ready to enjoy the Super Mario soundtrack with a difference. But yeah, this is done by a big band orchestra, and once again, with a little bit of a word from Nintendo in each little thing. Like, title screen. A simple tune to ease you into the game. It doesn't have any shocks or surprises. Keep watching the title screen and you'll be able to view one of a total of 6 gameplay demos. Have you seen them all? So this isn't really a foreword by anybody who works on the soundtrack, but rather a just a little hint as to what it is. And yes, I absolutely love the artwork in this. It's so awesome. And then this, I want to get this printed out. This is a fold out, and a really cool looking fold out as well. Toad to me looks a little bit weird though. Is there any Toadette? Where's Toadette? No sign of Toadette. 0 out of 10. Yeah, but I do really enjoy the Super Mario 3D World soundtrack, and I hope that, first off, I hope that the Club Nintendo spirit stays in the next loyalty program that we have, and I hope that we get even cooler items than this. But is it the end of me and Club Nintendo? Hell no. I still have a few stars that I can get rid of, but there are 2 new items that I'm getting. One, because of the fact that I got both Smash Bros. 3DS and Wii U, I'll be getting the soundtrack to the Super Smash Bros. Game. And then I also bought for 4,000 stars the Link Between Worlds soundtrack, which I will be I'll be unboxing both of those when they come out. When they basically arrive at my doorstep. So until then, Mini Fridinthia, out.